And we're here with Coach Joe Boehler of the West Vigo Vikings. Coach, starting your 16th season at the helm of the West Vigo Vikings. It doesn't seem that long. Maybe you feel like it's been twice as long some days, but just very excited about the new season, how the boys been transitioning, from the summer, maybe some fall sports coming into the winter.
Yeah, we're very excited. 16 years, it's gone by pretty fast. When you think like I was an assistant for 9 years before
Yes.
that, so what's that make it about 25? I think when I do the math, so that does make it seem pretty long. But we're excited to get started. Um, as far as transitioning goes, we played a lot in the summer, but we were missing a lot of our guys because a lot of our guys are involved in other activities like travel baseball and tennis and golf and different things like that. So we played a lot over the summer, a little bit shorthanded. And then when we got to the fall and our preseason stuff, several of our guys were playing football and different things like that. So just here in the last couple of weeks, we've been able to get everybody together. So we're just trying to gel together a little bit and kind of see where we're at with some things.
And sometimes offense is in front of defense as far as how things are gelling collectively. Sometimes defense is in front of offense. Where would you say, as far as the barometer, what is ahead of the other right now for you guys?
Honestly, it just kind of depends on the day, to be honest. I mean, there's some days where our offense looks really good, and then there's other days where it doesn't look that great. But I think probably our offense is a little bit ahead of our defense right now. We've got some guys who are still trying to figure some things out, and they're trying to make the jump from some of them played JV basketball last year and trying to make the jump to varsity basketball, and the pace is a lot faster for them, and the expectations are a lot higher, and so they're kind of learning a lot of things on the fly.
And kind of talk about your team, the makeup of your team. I know there have been some prolific scores that you've had in the past, and let's kind of talk about the makeup of your team as far as depth, what you think depth-wise, and the youthful nature.
So we've got 3 starters back from last year. Our point guard, Ryan Smith, is back. Talon Boehler was one of our shooting guards last year. I think he averaged double figures, shot back close to 45% from the three-point line. And then Zeke Tanous has been a 4-year starter for us. He's a 1,000-point scorer. If he has a good season, he's on pace. He could possibly break the school's all-time record for points. So not that that's a goal or anything. We've talked about that. But if it happens along the way, that would be great. We would love to see that happen. But 3 starters back. We're going to look to Landon Fields was the leading scorer on our JV team last year, and he had a really good summer for us. So we're looking for him to step in and play some major minutes this year. Another guy off of our JV team, and also played a lot of varsity minutes for us too last year, was Garrett Pugh. We felt like he probably could have got a lot more minutes last year, but we were just kind of log-jammed a little bit, and we're kind of expecting a lot out of him. Trenton Chambers also is another guy who played on our JV team last year. Had an injury at the end of the season and is just now getting back healthy. But he's had some practices where he's looked really, really good. And then we got a couple other guys who were kind of working their way in, trying to fight for some minutes on the roster. Cameron Humphreys, Bryce Easton. I've got a couple freshmen that we're really excited about. So we got a good mix of kids, and we're just excited to get going.
I think you are, if I'm trying to think in my head real quick, the 4th coach that we've talked to so far that is currently coaching his son.
Oh,
What,
really?
what is that like for you? Maybe on the court and off the court. I hate to single one person out, but it's kind of maybe the theme of the night is coaching your own kid. We might need to have a support group for you all toward mid of the season.
I don't know what everybody else said. I enjoy coaching him. I enjoy it from the standpoint that he's an incredibly hard worker. And I feel like he has a pretty high basketball IQ. And I just, kids in general, I enjoy being around those type of kids who love to work hard and have a high basketball IQ. And I definitely put him right there in that category. Some of the hard things that him being my son, I probably have a little bit higher expectations out of him than anyone else, and sometimes I might let him know about that, and he doesn't always like that. It's also, just from his perspective, I know it's got to be hard being a player and your dad being the coach, and I'm sure he's heard things throughout the course of the year that has been difficult. And I would like to think that it's made him more of a mentally tough individual throughout the course of the last couple years. So overall, it has been great coaching him. As long as he's just continues to work, it's been a joy. So.
And real quick before we let you go, Park Heritage, you're at Park Heritage on Wednesday night. Of course, you all beat Park Heritage at your place by, I believe, 4 points last year. Looking forward to that game. We'll actually have that right here on our airwaves on the Indiana Sports Network. So I know we're looking forward to being up there covering you guys on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be a good game. I know they got a lot of guys back. Coach Shelsky does a great job with those kids. I know his son is a great player. And he's got several other really good players around him. So we're definitely going to have our hands full, and we're hoping to have another good game with those guys.
And of course, you have North Vermilion to start off the Gobbler games. Best of luck on Wednesday, on Saturday, and throughout your season. We'll be watching you, and best of luck to your team.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.